Hello everyone, welcome to Deacon's Info Talk. I'm your host Deacon, and thank you for tuning into today's episode. Whether you tune in on a regular basis or if it's your first time, we have 9 topics to talk about today. Some of them being the Eagles re-signing wide receiver DeVonta Smith to a 3-year deal, and also the Jets and Lions unveiling their new threads, which is so cool. I cannot wait to present those to you guys. And then I'm going to be revealing my mock draft for the first time this year. I cannot wait to do that. And then we have one burning question of the week. We do not have any free agency signings or visits or anything like that because we have the mock draft today, so we're going to be replacing those with the mock draft. But that all starts next on Deacon's NFL Talk. Alright, everybody, we're going to jump right into this. So we got to start off with the first topic, and this one is good news for Bengals fans because the Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins expects to play for Cincinnati after requesting a trade. So this is great news for a Bengals fan because obviously, if you guys didn't know, he requested a trade a while ago, March 11th, I believe, but Higgins was franchise tagged by Cincinnati February 26th. However, less than a month later, Higgins requested a trade, and when I saw that pop up, I look up NFL news almost every single day just to see what's going on around the league, and then I see that, and I'm just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, and I was so nervous, and now, a month or so later, he expects to play for Cincinnati this year, and I hope he does. There's a possibility that the Bills and Bengals could be trade possibilities for Higgins. But if he expects to play, then I say let him play. The Bengals, Zach Taylor sounds like a guy who is going to keep Higgins, and I would because, 2 wide receiver ones on one team is kind of insane. So, yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully we can get the Higgins an extension because he deserves one, and I really hope he gets it. So, yeah, he needs it really badly. But all right, next topic. The Colts re-signed defensive tackle DeForest Buckner to a 2-year, $46 million deal. This is a good deal. So obviously, if you guys didn't know, the Colts some people say that they could draft a guy like Byron Murphy in the draft, which would make sense. But now that they re-signed DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart is there, they're both in contract. Grover Stewart, I believe, is there for 3 years. DeForest Buckner being there for 2. Buckner expects to make $23 million per year average. So, you have 2 guys, 2 really good defensive tackles on contract. Buckner will go until 2026. So, you have him for a long time. 2 years. That's a lot. But, yeah, I definitely think DeForest Buckner still got it. I think this is a great sign by the Colts. But yeah, the good news for Colts fans because I know he's been with the team for a long time. It feels. I don't know if he's been there this whole career, but he's definitely been there a long time. So, all right, the Jets unveil the new Legacy Collection uniforms and they update the logo, which is pretty cool. So, if you guys didn't know, they updated their logos. So we will get to each jersey, but here's all of them. If you look at the top right corner, you can see that's their updated logo. But we're gonna start with the green uniforms. All right. So here's the green ones. I honestly don't know who this player is, but as you can see, they have on the shoulders. They have the white stripes. They have their that white face mask. They've had those for a long time. But the one green stripe, I think that's pretty cool. I feel like it's just kind of like a basic uniform, but the color scheme is really cool. I don't know. It feels like a different color to me for some reason. I don't know why. But I think a really nice uniform. You can see the little, what do you call it? It's above their face mask on their helmet. The little white hump has the NY. This stands for New York. That's updated as well. Really nice uniforms. I really like them. But now we're going to get to the white ones. And the white ones are really cool. It's kind of opposite of the green ones. pretty much the exact opposite. But yeah, I think it was really nice. I mean, green pants and green socks. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. But I mean, yeah, love the uniforms. And then my favorite one is the black one. I mean, how can you not like the black one? I mean, I think the black one is my favorite. I mean, I just like blackout uniforms for some reason. I don't know why, but I just like them. But I think it's a awesome uniform. I think all of them are really nice. But yeah, the Jets have some new threads and they're really cool. The updated logo, as you guys saw on the helmet, I think that's a pretty cool logo. I mean, they're the secondary logo as well. But yeah, really nice uniforms, and I think yeah they're starting ahead of the 2024 season. So yeah, I mean really sweet uniforms. But all right, next topic. This one is huge for Eagles fans. The Eagles re-signed wide receiver DeVonta Smith to a 3-year, $75 million extension. This is great for Eagles fans. I mean, for some reason, this topic wasn't as big as it should have been. I mean, literally, it was just there and then gone. Like, it was one and done, and that's all. But this is really good news for Eagles fans because, I mean, you have A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith as your receivers. And to me, those are two wide receiver ones. I mean, if anything that makes DeVonta Smith wide receiver 2 is because A.J. Brown, obviously, we know how good he is. But the new extension will keep Smith until 2028, and Smith's new extension is worth up to $51 million guaranteed, which is a lot of money. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that Josh Allen makes more money than DeVonta Smith does. I think that's kind of crazy. But really good signing. I mean, DeVonta Smith could be, is a wide receiver 1 on any other team, in my opinion. But obviously, you have a guy like A.J. Brown, you're going to be wide receiver number 2. But really good news for Eagles fans because DeVonta Smith is insane. All right, and he deserves this kind of money. He really does, and Eagles are going to be glad to have him for the next 4 years. I mean, it says 2028, but it's a 3-year deal, which is I don't really get it. I mean, it said 2028. But yeah, really good extension, and I think they need this one for the Eagles. So yeah. All right, Giants quarterback Daniel Jones plans to be ready for training camp. And this one is interesting because, I mean, obviously we all know that Jones suffered a season-ending ACL tear last season. I mean, he literally just tripped and fell on his butt and then apparently tore his ACL. I mean, if you land on it wrong, I guess, it can end up being pretty bad. ACL tears are one of the worst injuries ever. I mean, really bad injuries. But the crazy part is that Jones said he believes he's the Giants' best option at quarterback for the New York Giants. And I was just like, well, as of now, 100%. I mean, if he stays healthy, I think he has a decent ceiling if he stays healthy. I mean, because remember whenever they went all the way to the playoffs last year out of nowhere. I mean, that was with Saquon, though, and a bunch of weapons. I mean, let's say that the Giants go quarterback with a 6th pick, which I don't think they should. I saw this. Here's what the Giants should do in the draft. They should get Rome Odunze with a 6th pick, and then in the second round get Michael Penix Jr., 2 Washington teammates, which would be awesome. But I don't think Daniel Jones is the best quarterback option. I mean, if we're talking about now, yes, he's a starting quarterback for 2024. But if we're going into the draft and we were playing on drafting a quarterback, like let's say Drake May is on the board, if he's there, the Giants could get him, and if they do, then he's their best option. But I think the Giants should go receiver. I mean, I think they should at least keep Jones for this year and then maybe draft a quarterback in the second round. But yeah, it's good that he's ready for training camp. I don't think he's the best option at quarterback for the Giants, though. I feel like there's a possibility of being a better option at quarterback, but you never know. All right, Browns are bringing back their white face masks. All right, this one is pretty cool because obviously, if you guys don't know, they have these brown, blackish, they're really dark brown color on their face mask. Now they're bringing back the white. As you see Nick Chubb here with the white face mask, they look a lot better with the white face masks. All right, they should have kept them forever. I mean, all right, don't get me wrong, the brown ones aren't bad, but I don't like them as good as the white ones. The white ones I feel like they just suit them better. I mean, honoring the team's past. And, I'm pretty sure they're keeping these, until they want to change them back. But I'm not sure because it says starting in 2024. I do not know like if this is like occasionally game thing, like they'll wear these every other game, something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm glad they're bringing them back because um I think they look much better than the brown ones. I mean, I know it makes sense the Cleveland Browns to wear brown face masks, but the white just looks way better. I mean, let's be real, the white looks so much better. I mean, I'm glad for the Browns that they're bringing them back because they need to. But all right, next topic. The Chargers signed former Ravens running back J.K. Dobbins, and this one's pretty cool because Dobbins will rejoin his former teammate Gus Edwards, who was with the Ravens, who signed with LA earlier this offseason. So Gus and J.K. will be together again with a new Harbaugh. I'll tell you that. Both of them were with John Harbaugh. Now they'll be with former Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh, which is pretty cool. So I mean, I guess they'll kind of know him, but I think that was pretty cool. But I mean the Chargers. I mean we know that Jim Harbaugh really loves the run game. I mean we saw it at Michigan. He loves the run game. We all know that. I mean if you don't, then now you know. But he loves the run game. So people are still wondering like, will Jim Harbaugh go Joe Alt with the 5th pick, or will they draft a receiver? But he loves the run game. I mean I think like offensive line is definitely an option at 5th overall. But I think that's wide receiver. But anyway, J.K. Dobbins, really good signing. And when he's healthy, he's unstoppable. I mean, when he is healthy, he's really good. I mean, I watched him back at Ohio State. He's insane when he's healthy. I'm not joking. I mean, you got to watch him at Ohio State. He was crazy. But all right, second to last topic, the Lions unveiled new uniforms. And the Lions uniforms are sick. I mean, the blue ones, like, all right, so here's all the uniforms. They have the white, the blue, and the black. The black is by far my favorite. I mean, that one's insane. But we're going to start off with the blue. As you can see, Amon-Ra St. Brown here. The blue, like the jersey, the whole thing, the whole blue one kind of reminds me of the Seattle Seahawks throwback uniforms. I mean, if you think about it, the blue is almost the exact same. I mean, I don't know why, but this uniform reminds me of the Seahawks uniforms. I don't know why. I mean, they're like the older uniforms. I mean, if you think about it, they kind of do. But I really like the uniform there. I mean, the blue face mask, the silver stripes. I mean, I think it's just a really cool uniform. I think they put it together really, really good. But then we go to the white uniforms. The white uniforms, I mean, these are kind of similar to the ones they have now. Amon-Ra St. Brown again. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown just rocked all these uniforms, and he looked good in all of them. But I do like the blue stripes better than the older ones. And I don't know, the color gray, I don't know why I like it better than the other one. But I love the uniforms. I love the white ones. I mean, those are really nice uniforms. The white pants too. I mean, they did wear white pants with their white ones, but like I don't know why I like this uniform better than the white one. And then we go to the black uniforms. And the black ones, these are my favorite. I mean, I just love black uniforms. I mean, even the logo, the Lions logo is black on the side of the helmet. It's just insane. I mean, I don't know why, but I love blackout uniforms for some reason. I like them better than whiteout ones. I mean, it just looks insane, and I cannot wait to see the Lions play in these uniforms because it'll be insane. I mean, new threads are always cool. Then they get old at some point. Then new ones come in. But these are gonna be my favorite for a long time. But yeah, those uniforms are insane. But right, the last topic is not a good one to end on. But the NFL draft prospect A.J. Simpson dies 1 week before the draft, and this one is not good. I mean, he was a star too. I mean, I'm not sure what position he played, but he died at age of 25. And it's just sad. I mean, you're a week away from getting drafted to an NFL team, and then it's hard to imagine the pain that the family is feeling, and it's just thoughts and prayers go to the Simpson family, and that's going to be a tough loss. So, all right, that is all the NFL news. We are going to get into my mock draft I'm going to reveal finally for the first time this year. All right, here it is. All right, I did this with the mock draft generator at PFF. But here we go. As some of you may know, the first pick is 100% Caleb Williams. I will admit, at first, before Justin Fields got traded, I was saying Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 1. But once he got traded, I was like, oh, well, I guess it's Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is going to be a draft bust, but I have to say it. Caleb Williams is going to go number 1 overall. At number 2, the Commanders are going to go LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels. Some people say Drake May, but I think Jaden Daniels would be the better fit for the Commanders. And then a little bit of a shocker here at number 3. I have the Patriots taking quarterback J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. Here's the reason why. He fits, he plays like a Patriot, and Tom Brady was a Patriot, or Michigan Wolverine. He was a Michigan Wolverine. So I feel like the Patriots and Jared Mayo will go same formula. Robert Kraft will probably go same formula that they did with Tom Brady. I feel like J.J. McCarthy is just a good fit for the Patriots. He's definitely a Patriot. I mean, he's a hard player. He's like cocky a little bit. I mean, I don't know why he fits him so well. But at number 4, obviously, no doubt, Marvin Harrison Jr. The Cardinals are in major need of wide receiver after losing Marquise Brown to the Chiefs and then losing another receiver. I can't remember his name. But obviously, big need there. They have the best receiver in the draft. At pick number 5, the Chargers will go wide receiver Malik Neighbors from LSU. Crazy playmaking ability. Some people have Malik Neighbors going to the Cardinals. I mean, Malik Neighbors is really close to Marvin Harrison Jr., but I think it's going to be Malik Neighbors going to L.A. Number 6, the Giants will go Rome Odunze from Washington. Obviously, Drake May is still on the board, but I feel like Rome Odunze is the better fit. I mean, I feel like you could get Drake May, but I feel like Rome Odunze would be the smarter pick. I mean, barely any receivers, and you could get like a quarterback like Michael Penix in the second round, like I mentioned earlier today. Number 7, the Titans will go Joe Alt, obviously in big need of a tackle. I mean, when you have Pollard, Hopkins, Levis, and all these star players that you got this offseason, it's O-line time. Protect Will Levis. Go with Joe Alt, the best offensive tackle in the draft. Then number 8, the Falcons will take Dallas Turner from Alabama. Obviously, edge rusher is a gaping hole need, and I think Dallas Turner is the best edge rusher in the draft. And number 9, instead of going with a wide receiver or maybe a tight end like Brock Bowers, get Montez Sweat some help and get Florida State edge rusher Jared Verse, which I think would be the perfect pick. Some people have mock drafts like Rome Odunze going to them. Obviously, Rome Odunze is not on my board. I know you might be like, where's like a trade at? You know, the Vikings are trading up. I honestly don't think they'll trade up at all. I mean, I honestly don't think they will. I don't think they should. But anyway, pick number 10, the Jets are in win now mode. I mean, they're in win now. Aaron Rodgers is going to retire after this season, probably. So you get Aaron Rodgers another weapon, Brock Bowers. I mean, don't reach for Brian Thomas Jr. yet. But yes, go Brock Bowers. Really good weapon. Dominates the slot. I think he's a perfect pick for the Jets. And then at pick number 11, the Vikings get their quarterback, replacing Kirk Cousins. That'll be quarterback from North Carolina, Drake May. Really, a lot of insane talent. I mean, he's really, really good at the Vikings. If he's on the board, take him 100%. Quarterback is going to be their first pick. And then the Broncos. Some people are like, maybe go corner, pair up with Patrick Surtain. But without Russell Wilson, Jarrett Stidham's your starting quarterback. Let's go Bo Nix. I mean, it's Bo Nix time, all right? He fits the Broncos really well. I think he'll get along good with Sean Payton. They need a quarterback, though this might seem like a reach. I think this should be their pick right here. At pick number 13, the Raiders, I have them taking offensive tackle Talis Fuaga. Some of you might be like, what about Olu Fushanu? He's the second best tackle in the draft. But if you think about it, Antonio Pierce is real. He loves playing physical. He loves playing rough. Talis Fuaga fits the Raiders' scheme. He fits Antonio Pierce's scheme. So I think Talis Fuaga is the perfect pick there. At pick number 14, the Saints will go Oluwaseun. I still call him Olu because I cannot pronounce this yet. Olu Fashanu goes to the Saints. Really good pick here. He was really good offensive tackle there. I mean, he did not allow very many sacks at all. So I think that's the perfect pick for the Saints. Some people say edge rusher. I think it'll be offensive tackle. At pick number 15, we have the Colts, and they're going to take corner Quinion Mitchell. Some say Byron Murphy, but I mean, with, obviously, like I said, DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart currently in contract. So I feel like Quinion Mitchell can help that young secondary and make him even better. Arguably the number 1 corner in the draft. But at 16, the Seahawks will go Washington offensive tackle Troy Fautanu. Really good pick there. I think this is a great pick for the Seahawks. I mean, obviously, offensive line is a huge need. I mean, interior offensive line, but I think Troy Fautanu, he can play tackle and guard. I feel like Troy Fautanu is the perfect pick. And then at 17, the Jaguars will help out the secondary and go corner from Alabama. Terrion Arnold, arguably the number one corner in this draft. Insane corner. I mean, he's really good, and the Jaguars need to draft this guy. Then at pick 18, some people say offensive tackle like J.C. Latham. I know he's on the board, but I know Zach Taylor. As a Bengals fan, you have to know what Zach Taylor likes, and Zach Taylor loves getting the best player on the board. And Byron Murphy is there. Zach is going to get him all day. I mean, that's the easiest pick of Zach Taylor's life. I mean, obviously, corner is a need for Cincinnati, but they have a young enough group where they can wait out to the second round, maybe get like TJ Tampa or something like that. And then when you think about it, offensive tackle, maybe. I mean, obviously Trent Brown has some injury history, but that's second round stuff. Go get Byron Murphy, especially when you have Sheldon Rankins and BJ Hill. Those guys are getting older. I mean, they've been in the league for a long time, so Byron Murphy can replace one of them. Then at pick number 19, the Rams need an edge rusher, and they will get an edge rusher. Once again, arguably the best edge rusher in the draft, Ladu Ledu, will go to the LA Rams. I was thinking Nate Wiggins, but it's not as big of a need as edge rusher, and helping somewhat replace Aaron Donald a little bit. And at pick 20, I have the Steelers taking corner Nate Wiggins from Clemson. Really good pick there. I mean, some people probably would say Jackson Powers-Johnson or Marius Mims, but if you think about it, Dante Jackson, I mean, he's good, but I feel like you need somebody else to pair up with Joey Porter Jr., and the Steelers have a lot of interest in Nate Wiggins. And at pick 21, it may be a little bit of a reach, but the Dolphins will take offensive guard. This one says tackle, but he is an offensive guard. Graham Barton, really good pick out of Duke, and the best guard in the draft class, 100%. He can play guard, tackle, and center. He can play it all, so I feel this would be a great pick for the Dolphins. And at 22, I don't know why, but my gut says Kool-Aid McKinstry whenever it comes to the Eagles taking him. The Eagles will get the fourth best corner in the draft, Kool-Aid McKinstry. His real name is Quincy McKinstry. But really good corner out of Alabama, a lockdown corner. I feel like this is the perfect pick for the Eagles. And then at 23, after trading with the Houston Texans, the Vikings will get edge rusher Chop Robinson, arguably top 3. He is outside of that, though. He is number 4. But really good edge rusher. Chop Robinson, one of the best. I mean, when you lose a guy like Danielle Hunter, Chop Robinson, I feel like is a perfect fit if he's on the board. Chop Robinson all day. That's what I'm going with. And then the Cowboys would go with offensive tackle J.C. Latham after losing Tyron Smith to the Jets. I feel like you have to get a guy to replace him. And Latham is insane. He's tall. He's big. Perfect fit for the Vikings. And then 25, the Packers will go offensive tackle Amarius Mims out of Georgia, though he is inexperienced a little bit. I feel like he could go to the Packers. I mean, he's a good enough offensive tackle. And at 26, I have the Buccaneers taking edge rusher Darius Robinson from Missouri. Really good edge rusher. He is a little bit outside of the top 5, but I feel like he's better than guys like Braylon Trice and some other guys. But I feel like Darius Robinson will go to the Buccaneers. I feel like that's a good pick there. And then the Arizona Cardinals will go defensive tackle Jerzon Newton from Illinois. Really good defensive tackle. Second best in his class. He would stuff up the line. The Cardinals, their defensive line is an atrocious mess. And when you have 5 edge rushers go off the board and you have the second best defensive tackle there, we're going Jerzon Newton all day. And the Bills get very lucky at pick 28, and they get outstanding playmaker, wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU. The wide receiver, too, behind Malik Neighbors back at LSU. The Bills obviously lost Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs, so Brian Thomas Jr. will help fill in the void a little bit with them leaving. Then at pick 29, Lions, obviously one of the worst secondaries in the league last season. They will go corner Ennis Rakestraw from Missouri. Really good corner, outside of top 5, but I think he's really good. He definitely is arguably the 5th best corner. It's close. We'll see. But I think like Ennis Rakestraw Jr. will be the perfect fit for the Lions. And then at pick 30, the Ravens will go offensive tackle Tyler Guyton after losing a guy like Morgan Moses to the Jets or something like that. I kind of forget his name. But Tyler Guyton did not allow a single sack last season. He is a little bit inexperienced, but I feel like he'd be a good fit for the Ravens. Then the 49ers will go offensive tackle from Arizona. Jordan Morgan, really good tackle there. Some people say he is a little bit overrated, but I think he's got a lot of talent for a late pick like the 49ers. And then the Chiefs, instead of going Xavier Worthy, we already have Marquise Brown. So let's go his opposite. Let's get a taller wide receiver, speedy wide receiver. Let's go Adonai Mitchell from Texas at pick 32. And I think that'd be a great pick for the Chiefs. Obviously, you need a receiver. They could get a corner to replace him, like Kamari Lassiter. I think that's second round stuff. So I think have him going wide receiver, Adonai Mitchell. That is my mock draft. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I think it's pretty decent. Obviously, the no trade with the Vikings or the Chargers. Like people are saying the Vikings will trade up with either the Cardinals, Chargers, or Giants. It's probably going to happen, but I don't see it happening really. If it does, I have a 2.0, but I mean, this is my best mock draft from 1.0. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. I don't think it's that bad, but we got to go. We are going way over schedule today. But the question of the week is, will Justin Jefferson sign with the Bengals after revealing his jealousy about the Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow duo? No. Dead solid no. This is, what are the odds? I mean, how would this happen? I really don't know. Justin Jefferson, really good receiver. I mean, if anything, it would be a 1-year wonder thing. It'd be a 1 year and that's it. I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. It's just not. I mean, 2 wide receiver ones on one team, and both of them deserve a lot of money. All right, we would have Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and T. Higgins, and we'd have to at least cut T. Higgins or trade T. Higgins or something like that in order to save enough money. And plus, we already have Burrow with $200 million. So it would not work out. It's a really, really good idea. Like it's really a dream come true for Bengals fans, but I don't see it happening. It's too good to be true. Let's be real. The rumor is great, but it's just too good to be true. I mean, some things are just too good to be true. And I think this is one of them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's episode. Today was very long. Obviously, I had a lot to get into today. By the way, last week's question of the week was, will T'Vondre Sweat's draft stock decrease after his arrest? 83% of you said yes. 17% of you said no. So, landslide. But go back to the community tab, and there's another question of the week. And if you haven't seen last week's episode, or the community tab about the NFL's new kickoff rules, go look at that. And obviously, if you want to check out last week's episode, I highly suggest you do. Former NFL running back O.J. Simpson died last week at age 76. But yeah, I hope you guys watched that episode. Make sure to watch all the segments that you see after that episode. A lot of great segments there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and week, and I'll see you guys next week for another great episode on Deacon's NFL Talk.